Welcome back to Nitty Gritty. I'm your host, Justin Platt, and today we've got a very special guest, Editor-in-Chief of the Lit Review, Janine Hald. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate it, and we're happy to have you. Okay, the Lit Review. Let's just get this right out the bat immediately. For those who do not know, what is the Lit Review?
Yes, so the Lit Review is our anthology here on campus. It's completely student-run, student-published everything. We publish everything from poetry, fiction, nonfiction, as well as artwork. And then we print once a year, and we distribute it around campus for students to have for free.
Oh, very cool. So it's a collection of works.
Yes, exactly.
So how does that differentiate from other media collaborations on campus, such as Horizon, and then also the newspaper here?
So Horizon is more of a magazine style versus anthologies are a bit more structured with the pieces that they publish. So we do focus a lot more on, like I was saying, the fiction, the nonfiction, poetry pieces versus articles or something more informatory. We're a bit more in the creative direction as opposed to informing people about current events or trying to persuade people like the Crite does or stuff like that.
Cool. Very, very cool. We love having the creative side of students be able to
Yes.
shown here on campus. It's very nice to see. What is your job and what are your responsibilities as editor-in-chief?
Yes, so I kind of run the whole thing in the way. I get to do all the hiring and get to work with a really great team of students. And then we just kind of plan events, we accept submissions, we look through every single submission, and then in the spring we're gonna decide what to publish. And then I give all that to our design editor who makes an incredible piece of art that just blows my mind every single time.
Cool. All right. Speaking of submissions, what do you want submissions to look like, and then when do they due?
Great questions. So our submission period is open until the end of the semester. So students are free to submit whenever. I know people have been really busy, and but a lot of people have also expressed interest. So we're looking forward to getting a lot of submissions over Thanksgiving break. And they can do that by emailing them to us in any kind of format that works for them. When it comes to our writing stuff, we're not really looking for a particular theme this year. We're just leaving it completely open to do whatever you want. If people are interested in doing artwork, that's kind of where we're looking for the specific stuff, and our design editor can give them some more information on what she's looking for.
Do you have any examples of specific designs that you guys typically look for?
We really love getting unique and different stuff. So we kind of try to look for stuff that we haven't seen before, and that kind of pushes the boundaries, and really you can just tell that someone's poured their heart and soul into it. That's kind of what I love to see.
Is there any sort of unique example that kind of comes to your mind when you think about it?
I mean, last year we got a lot of super personal submissions about family members passing away, and it was just kind of cool to see how, even though that wasn't like a theme of our issue, how a lot of people seemed to want to write about that and express that, and just the different ways that people do express their grief or sort of traumatic events and how they work through those sorts of things.
It's really amazing to know that there's a place on campus where students are free to express themselves even through going through tough times, stuff like that. It's nice to have that kind of outlet through some sort of media and being creative and channeling that energy into something positive. That's very cool. Are there any type of restrictions on submissions?
None at all. We are happy to look at anything. We're happy to give you feedback on works that you send in, and we are more than happy to publish your stuff, so regardless of what it is.
Cool. Did you guys do any events this semester recently?
Yes, we did. We actually got to work with the Crite on their open night, which was so successful and so much fun. I had an absolute blast. And then we also had a bit of a Halloween extravaganza where we had a writing slam, which was a blast. We gave people different prompts, and then they would write stories and share them, and we had cotton candy there. And then next semester, we're going to have our launch party for this upcoming issue, which is always a big event. We usually partner with the Kiln and have snacks and treats. Obviously, we need to wait and see what it looks like this year with all the restrictions, but we're pretty excited for that.
Speaking about your upcoming issue, are you able to tell us kind of what your theme is going to be around next time? Do you know yet?
We're not completely sure. As I said, we're still looking forward to getting a lot of new submissions. And then once we've gotten a fair amount, we can kind of start picking through the ones and sort of figuring out what direction we're going to go in this year.
And then relating to COVID, have you guys had any issues this semester kind of adjusting as we all have been going through just the pandemic?
Yeah, so thankfully we haven't been hit too hard by it this year. Last semester was actually more challenging for us because we weren't able to have our launch party or really distribute our issues at all. So that was kind of that sad. They just kind of sat in their boxes until this semester, and we finally got to break them out and look at them. But this year we've just been really careful of, like, during meetings wearing masks, staying socially distant, planning our events to keep everyone safe and healthy.
Okay, cool. And then, so you alluded to it a little bit earlier. Can you kind of tell us about your team and kind of the different positions that you guys have as part of the Lit Review?
Oh yeah, we have an amazing team. So our faculty advisor is TJ, he's just great. He's the best. And then we have 2 more paid positions besides mine, which is assistant editor and then the design editor. And we are actually looking to hire a new assistant editor for next semester. So if anyone is interested, you can just go ahead and email us and we'll start the interview process. Other than that, if you're interested in just getting involved, we do have a bunch of contributing editor positions. And for that position, you really just look through submissions, give some feedback, and work with me to decide what the best pieces to publish are.
Would you say that as if someone comes to volunteer with you guys, that it takes up a lot of their time?
Oh, not at all. I really try. I mean, we're all students. We all have stuff to do and we all have other jobs, I'm sure. So I really try to structure it so that you can do your work on your own time. We do have a meeting once a week, but that's usually just half an hour. And then throughout the week, if you have a task that I need you to do or something to get done, you really do have that entire week, like from meeting to meeting, to do it whenever you have time.
What times are your meetings typically at?
So this semester we've been meeting Mondays at 5:15. But that will most likely change next semester. I kind of gather everyone's schedules and then try to find a time that works best for everyone who's interested.
So when people submit their works, and you guys were talking about how you kind of release them at certain points of the semester, is there like a viewing party? Is there some sort of way where everybody gets to come together and kind of read each other's work at one time?
That doesn't really happen until it's published. So for submissions, we kind of try to keep it on the down low so we can have a big surprise for when the actual issue comes out. And then at the launch party, we invite all our contributors and they're able to read their pieces. And that's kind of when we're able to explore what everyone's written and what everyone's done.
Is there like a time period kind of like where I know there's peer review editors, but where like everybody gets to like read each other's work and kind of like just give their overall thoughts on it?
Yeah, so we're actually looking to potentially start a workshop like that next semester. That's kind of still up in the air with all the restrictions, and since it's a new thing, we're trying to kind of feel out what the interest level in that is, because we would absolutely love to do something like that where people could just get together, share what they're working on, get some feedback, and we could all grow together as writers. So that's definitely something we're interested in exploring.
I know the idea of growing together is definitely something that CMU has been pushing in their
Yes.
Safe Together, Strong Together initiative. If I'm someone who's really passionate about this, am I able to submit more than one work at a time?
Oh, absolutely. We didn't really cap the amount of pieces that you're allowed to send in, so by all means, send in as much as you would like.
And then are the issues are free here on campus?
Yes, yes they are to students. You'll find them all over in like the different racks throughout campus where the newspapers and Horizon magazines are as well. And every now and then we'll also take out a few of our old ones and kind of distribute them around for you to take. So if you ever see any of those, feel free to grab as many as you want.
And then you guys talked about you're having a potential launch party. Is there something in that you're launching your website, did you say?
No, so it's going to be for our upcoming issue.
Okay.
Yeah, we have one each year just to kind of celebrate the new issue and to, just kind of present it formally to the entire campus.
What does a launch party usually look like? Is there food there? Is everyone's welcome? Is it kind of just like a party?
Yes, yes. We try to make it as fun as possible, so we usually do have a fair amount of food and drinks. We have partnered with the Kiln in the past who have like provided their stuff, which we're super grateful for. And then we usually try to have an open mic session where people who just got published are able to come forward and read their works, or if they did artwork, to kind of show it off and talk us through their process of doing it.
That's phenomenal. That sounds so much fun. It sounds like something I would want to be a part of.
Yeah, it's a blast.
You guys talked about you're partnering with Kiln Coffee, right?
Yes.
Is there any other partnerships you guys have been working with about getting your works out there, or having them come in and get advertisements in your pieces?
So we don't do any advertisements in the issues. It's just strictly reserved to student works. So we don't really look to partner a lot with the community. We have kind of talked with a few different colleges who also have anthologies, and they're looking to do kind of swaps where you can look through someone else's anthology and kind of rate that. But partnerships are kind of up in the air, and it's not really something that we're exploring right now.
Can you take me through? So I'm a student, right? I have a lot of crazy creative ideas that I would love to implement in some sort of way, but I've never done anything like this before. I've never written an anthology. I've never expressed myself. Is there a way to kind of get started in writing stuff like this for the lit review?
I mean, honestly, just start. The best way to start is just get your thoughts on paper, and don't even worry if it like sounds okay or if it's like so cliche or weird to you. Just get it all on paper, and then you can go through that editing process, whether that's alone or with us. We would love to look through your stuff and kind of help you process it and format it in a way that maybe makes it a bit more readable or a bit more enjoyable to read. But yeah, the best way is to just start writing stuff down, and then you can work through it when you have time or when you have the want to.
Very cool. I think that's a really cool opportunity. I think it's just so amazing that here at Carter Mesa you have these opportunities to be able to put yourself out there in a lot of different ways, and without judging and critique, because we love the idea of students being able to support each other, and especially in some way that's in a positive light, especially with everything that's going on right now. It's very there because of COVID.
Yes. No, we definitely recognize that it does take a fair amount of courage and vulnerability to put yourself out there and like to write a piece and to let someone kind of into your mind and into your soul in that way. So we definitely try to respect everyone's works and really treat them with like the dignity that that kind of work of art deserves.
And then so I really would love to be a part of something as amazing as this. And you said that for these positions that you don't even have to come in as a volunteer. Could you get hired right off the bat?
So yes, we are looking to hire one position, and then the contributing editor position isn't paid, but we're accepting year round. If you just want to stop by for one meeting and kind of see what we do, that's totally fine. Yeah, you're more than welcome to just pop by and say hi.
Cool. Okay, so one last time. If I want to submit, where do I submit to? How do I get it on there? How do I get involved with you guys?
Yes, so everything goes through our Colorado Mesa email. Submissions, interest in positions, questions, anything at all. If you just want to go ahead and email us, I do check that all the time, so I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Cool. So you heard it here first. If you would like to get involved with Lit Review, you just go ahead and hit that email, go ahead and join some of their meetings. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. We love having people like you who are leaders on campus and who want to inspire creativity and positivity. We're all about that. Thank you so much, everybody at home, for joining us. I am Justin Platt. This is Janine Hald, and we'll see you guys next time on Nitty Gritty.